The elevator doors open, and the hallway beyond them shouldn't exist. The carpeting is different, dark red instead of hotel gray. The wallpaper is peeling, the air colder than the lobby below. At the end of the corridor, a tall figure stands facing the wall, perfectly still. Nathan presses the door close button. Nothing happens. The figure tilts its head, listening. Nathan's heart pounds. He only pressed 3, but the glowing display above the door shows a number he never touched. 13. A floor the hotel swears doesn't exist. Here it is, waiting for him to step out. Nathan Miller, 39, traveled constantly for work. Hotels were more familiar to him than home. He wasn't the type to scare easily. He stayed in hundreds of buildings, from budget motels to skyscraper suites, and none had ever shaken him. The Franklin Corporate Suites in Chicago was supposed to be boring. Clean lobby, predictable decor, no mysteries. Like many modern hotels, it skipped the 13th floor entirely. Elevators jumped from 12 to 14, avoiding the unlucky number. His room was on the 9th floor. He checked in, answered emails, slept early. Nothing unusual until morning. He stepped into the elevator at 7:12 a.m. alone. He pressed L. The elevator hummed, then jolted slightly. The lights flickered. Nathan frowned. The panel glowed bright red. 13. Before he could react, the elevator stopped and the doors slid open. The hallway was wrong, older, abandoned, humming faintly. The lights along the ceiling flickered one by one, stretching into darkness, half against logic, half against fear. Nathan leaned forward. The air pouring out felt metallic, freezing. When he stepped across the threshold, the lights triggered in sequence, revealing the figure at the far end of the hallway, tall, thin, arms too long, head slightly bent toward him. Nathan stumbled backward and slammed his hand against the buttons. The doors closed just as the figure took its first step. At the front desk, he struggled to steady his voice. "Your elevator sent me to a 13th floor," he said. The clerk blinked. "Sir, we don't have one." She checked the elevator logs. No 13th floor stop, no glitch, no record of the elevator moving anywhere unusual. Nathan left the counter shaking. He tried to reassure himself. Stress, exhaustion, a trick of the lights. But later that night, hotel security knocked on his door. "We need you to see something." In the surveillance room, they played the elevator footage from that morning. Nathan watched himself standing calmly inside the elevator. The doors opened. He stepped out. But the camera didn't capture the hallway he had seen. It captured something impossible. A clean, well-lit corridor with a metal plaque reading 13 above the entryway. The guard froze the frame. "That floor doesn't exist in this building," he said quietly. "We've checked the blueprints. There is no physical space where that hallway could be." Nathan leaned closer. In the final second before the doors closed, something slid into view behind him. Not human, not fully visible. A blur of elongated limbs and shadow drifting toward the doorway. "I never saw that," Nathan whispered. "You weren't supposed to," the guard replied. Security admitted they'd seen this once before, 10 years ago, then again 3 years later. A guest stepped into the elevator alone and never came out. Their room untouched, their belongings left behind. Their final footage showed them stepping onto the same impossible floor. The police labeled each case a disappearance, but privately, staff believed something else, something that used the elevator only when summoned by the right conditions. The guard lowered his voice. "We think the cameras see the real building," he said, "and we think the elevators sometimes show a floor that shouldn't be there until it wants someone." Nathan checked out without sleeping. He never stayed in a high-rise hotel again. Some believe he experienced a mechanical malfunction, an unfinished service floor, miswired into the system. Others think he hallucinated due to stress. But security footage doesn't hallucinate. Blueprints don't lie. And a floor that appears on camera, but not in reality, is something no engineer can explain. So what did Nathan step onto that morning? A ghost floor? A misplaced piece of architecture? Or a place that appears only long enough to take whoever walks into it? What do you think he really saw?